Motivation gets you started. However, discipline actually gets you to the finish line. So, motivation starts the engine of the car. However, discipline is what moves the car from one place to another place. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to help you out. So yeah guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashling. I am Ashling Oladele. If you are new, my channel is all about informative content, lifestyle content, as well as faith content. So if you like the sound of that, my channel is for you. You know what to do. You know what to do. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you're notified whenever I post. So let us get into today's video. So today's video is motivation versus discipline. So which one do you think is better? Should I be motivated or should I be disciplined? Which one do you think is better? And what is the difference, in fact? So that's what we're discussing today. Motivation versus discipline. I am not going to lie. I used to think motivation and discipline were the same thing, but they aren't. So stay tuned if you want to know what the difference is between motivation and discipline, and if you want to know which one is better to have. So let's get straight into the video. So I went on Google. We're back again with Google, my best friend. So I went on Google and I typed in the difference between discipline and motivation. And I'm just going to read it out for you guys. So the differences between motivation and discipline. So here we go. If there is something you want to achieve, your internal reasoning that forces you on a path towards achieving this goal is motivation. How much effort you put in order to achieve that goal is discipline. So there is a difference between motivation and discipline. So motivation is when you have the urge to do something, when you're like, oh, I really want to do this, like you have the urge to do it. However, discipline is how much energy you put into it. So for example, if you have the urge to eat, if you're hungry, yeah, you physically have to go downstairs, go to the kitchen, turn on the cooker, put the food in the pot, make it. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have disciplined yourself. You've put in the work in order to make the food. And again, motivation, as I said, is the urge to do something. The urge to do it. However, discipline is actually getting up and physically doing it.
Another key difference is discipline is the act of training oneself to do something in a controlled and habitual way. However, motivation is doing something or acting in a particular way for a reason.
So my example for this would be, okay, let's say you're running a 100-meter race, a sprint. So you are at the starting line, getting ready to run, and you have your family. You're fortunate enough to have your family cheering you up, saying, go on, go on, go on. They are motivating you. They're giving you that push. They're giving you that energy. They're giving you that support. But what they're not doing is actually running the race for you. So you have your family motivating you, but they are not the one running the race for you. That's where you come in. So you've got to discipline yourself and tell yourself that, okay, if I want to win this race, I actually have to put in the work. Motivation gets you started. However, discipline actually gets you to the finish line. So yeah, I've got a few quotes to share with you as well. So the first quote is, motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. So I always say this, like, motivation is like the startup. It ignites you, but discipline keeps you going, like you're consistently going. But motivation is like, let me get an example. Motivation, this is so weird. Motivation is like activation energy. It's like the energy you need to get started. Now, discipline is what gets you to the finish line. Discipline is what keeps you going. So motivation is not consistent. That's what I'm going to tell you. Motivation is not consistent. Discipline is consistent, because discipline is what brings you to the end of your journey. Motivation gets you started but does not bring you to the finish line. However, discipline carries you from wherever you are and brings you to wherever you are going. So that's the difference. I've also got another quote for you. It says, discipline is doing what needs to be done, even if you don't want to do this. My mom always says this, like, you've just got to do it anyway. And that is a form of discipline. Like, you don't want to go to school this morning, you just don't want to, you're under the weather, you just want to stay in, but you've just got to go anyway. Either if you like it or not, you have got to go to school. And that is discipline. Discipline is what you have to do. You just have to do it. It just needs to be done, even if you're in the mood to do it, and even if you're not in the mood to do it, you've just got to do it. So that's discipline. And the last quote I have for you is, you will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. I'm going to say that again. You will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. That is so true. As I said, the example I use, for example, you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like going to school. You're not motivated to go to school, but you've just got to go to school, and that's discipline. Either if you like it or not, you've just got to go, and that is discipline. Because motivation is not always going to be there. You're not always going to be motivated to do things. You're not always going to be motivated to get out of your comfort zone and do things, but you've just got to discipline yourself in order to get things done. So I've got some Bible verses that go nicely with today's topic. The first one I have is from Hebrews 12 verse 11. It says, we do not enjoy being disciplined. It is painful at the time, but later, after we have learned from it, we have peace because we start living in the right way. And that's discipline. So during the time that you're being disciplined, as I said, you wake up in the morning, you're not motivated, you don't want to go to school, but you've just got to go to school. You've got to discipline yourself and go to school. Although it is a painful process, although it is a process that does not really give you much joy, at the end of the day, it is much more beneficial than just being motivated. Because as I said, motivation is just like, is the activation energy. It's what you use to start. So it basically starts the car, like it starts the engine. But what actually moves the car is discipline. I'm going to say that again because I actually like that. So motivation starts the engine of the car. However, discipline is what moves the car from one place to another place. And the last Bible verse I have for you is from 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 58. So it says, so my dear brothers and sisters, stand strong. Do not let anything move you. Always give yourself fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your work in the Lord is never wasted. So from this verse, it's telling us to work hard. And I believe this verse is telling us to be disciplined, not motivated, because as I said, motivation only starts the car engine. What actually keeps it moving, what gives it consistency is discipline. So from these two verses, they're basically encouraging us to be disciplined. Be disciplined. And lastly, I want to encourage you to choose discipline over motivation. Motivation is great. If you're motivated to do something, that is great. But you need to take another step forward. If you're motivated to start a business, if you're just motivated, nothing's gonna happen. You have the idea, but the next thing you need to do is start taking steps in order to execute that idea. So discipline over motivation. Yes. So guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you learned something from this video, and I hope you learned the difference between motivation and discipline. So as I said, motivation just starts the engine of the car. However, discipline is what moves the car from one position to another position. So guys, that is the end of the video. Please do not forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, to share. Check out my previous videos. Please check out my social media as well. Check out our blooming on Instagram as well. And I believe that is everything. So stay tuned. I will see you guys in my next video, and goodbye for now. Bye.